to this computer. Recording in progress. So tonight we opened it up if there was people that wanting to look to get involved or what we're about. So we thought we would open it up to different people. You may, as you know, there is some immature people out there. You may get people jumping on the call to just put negative stuff in the comments. But we welcome you. Come on in and give us some interaction. But there is people that will be removing people out of the group if they do that. So let me just maximize this. We have got someone that's going to come on the call as well. And before I start the call, so I don't forget, I want to wish a happy anniversary to Emma. Happy 1 year anniversary. And Chris has told me to do that because he is on the mindset call and he wants to let you know he loves you so much. Happy anniversary. So let's see some reactions to them too. 1 year anniversary. Fucking get as if it fucking made it, Mum. I'm doing shout outs on my podcast. Fucking get in. Already chucked an F-bomb in there as well. So what tonight is going to bring, I'm going to talk a lot about mindset. As you know, I'm a big believer on mindset. I'm going to talk to you about all sorts of different things. Mainly a bit of an interactive challenge. Basically, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get going. I've made some notes. I've got a lot of things to do on my phone as well, so I'll be back and forth. I'm going to try and do every Sunday call in here. We have introduced on a Wednesday evening, because people like them so much, we are going to be doing a Wednesday. We had nearly 300 people on last week. What we've fucking done to these people this week? People do maybe join a bit later, but so we're going to be introducing a Wednesday, midweek Wednesday mindset, maybe half an hour, just touching, how's everyone doing? We ended last week on a real high. The community has got a good feel about it again, and I'm going to go through a bit about that. This is a community call. It is, obviously, we touch on a lot of mindset in here, and I know a lot of people do like that. As I said, I am going to be doing some mindset seminars, and a lot of interest in them already, but I want to keep this all trading related. It's a good call to get yourself set for the week, get your mindset right, get your discipline, get your journals ready, get everything you need to get ready for the week, because as we do say, trading isn't easy, okay? I'm not one of them that says trading is easy. It is not easy, and if it was, every man and his dog would be doing it. Okay, it's like anything. I was speaking to somebody earlier. In fact, the chap is on the call, and you will see him soon. It's like it's not easy, and it's the same as like anything else isn't easy. Like sticking to a diet isn't easy. That's why so many people fail at it. It's like mindset, doing all things like that. It's like climbing Mount Everest. It's not easy. That's why so many people fail at it. This isn't different to anything else in life. It's something worth having. It's an achievement if you get there. It's not easy. The sooner you get that in your brains, you will have a better time in this space, because everybody comes into the space under the impression it's very easy. Everybody's in Lambos. Everybody's doing trading. Everyone talks about how much money they're earning. This must be really easy. And it's not. And we're here to tell you it's not, which I believe is giving you the best start. So you think, okay, I'm ready for a challenge. And more and more people are knowing now, along the way, it's me that's doing something wrong. If all the traders, myself, most of the affiliates, other people in the group are making it work, you've got to look in the mirror and think, okay, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And that's what these calls are about. Not to just spin it back on you like some people used to say when it was a negative industry. Like, oh, you're just saying it's my fault to get it away from you. No, I'm saying it's your fault because it is. Simple as that. So welcome to any non-members. If you're not in the community yet and you just want to see what it's about, hopefully this call tonight tells you what we're all about. We are an honest group. We are a very good community. We've got some great members. I don't know about any of the other affiliates, but if you are in the inner circle, give a reaction if you like how that group is going at the minute, because that has gone to another level. People helping each other. Like, honestly, I cannot get over the energy inside that group. No, not one person moans about a single thing. That doesn't mean people don't make mistakes. We've just got it to a T where they're like, somebody's helping, or yeah, I did this wrong today. I lost because I did this wrong today. It is such a better place when it's like that, because it doesn't stress me out. We know we're all going to make mistakes, and I'm going to touch on a bit about that today. So we've opened the doors tonight. Firstly, to everybody that has come on, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Trading is a skill. It takes time. mistakes, discipline, and consistency. Okay, that is from the start. This is a skill that you are learning, not something that you're going to come in and just think, oh, I'm going to make loads of money from this. No, it's a skill that you are learning. And as I said, it takes mistakes, it takes discipline, it takes consistency. A little bit about mine. I wasn't profitable from day one. I lost money. I made every mistake you can think of. The biggest change wasn't finding some magic strategy or just waking up one day and thinking, oh, I'm going to follow Matthew today and I'm going to just become a millionaire. No, it wasn't. It was simply changing the way that I behaved as a trader. That was it. After losing a shit ton of money, I decided, okay, I'm either going to make this work or I'm going to go on that pile of quitters, because I'm going to have to quit because I haven't got the money. And this is why I believe, I'm not being big-headed, this is why I believe I can teach it so well or guide people so well, because I've been there and I've done it. I'm never going to be someone and try and teach you if I've not been there and done it, and I'm not profitable at the minute, because I am profitable at the minute. And as you guys know, I don't tell lies. I will just tell you how it is. I show my results at the end of each day. I had a shit day last week, showed it. And to be fair, it did knock me towards the end of the week. You saw it. I think I pulled back like some money that I lost the day before, but I was still profitable. 6 grand up for the week. I'm happy. But I also show my bad days as well, and we all do have them. So I'm going to start off with this. Why do so many fail at trading? And this is, I always go over some stuff because it is key that you understand this sort of stuff. Why do so many people fail at trading? And I am going to open this chat box because I do want to go in it. So wait there before you start like firing away. What do you think the biggest reason traders lose money? Okay, so I want you to tell me, what do you think the biggest reason that traders lose money? And then I'll come back to you on it. And while I go back to my phone, because I need to scroll up. So the reason biggest traders fail money is discipline, emotions, FOMO, greed, over risk. Every single one of those is correct. So over trading is a good one. They lose one trade and they immediately want it back. Risking too much. One trade should never have the ability to destroy your week. How many people with reactions have had one trade that's destroyed their account or destroyed the week or destroyed their day? So remember, one trade should not have the ability to destroy. Here we go again, Blake, you can't talk. I'll take this out, shall I? That might help. It shouldn't have the ability to destroy your account or damage your week. So many people like, oh, I was doing so well and then I took that trade, and I'm like, what? Like, have the ability and the discipline to work out what you're losing from one trade. Again, you shouldn't enter a trade thinking about what you can win. It should be about what am I willing to lose. That is what you should, and it's not like you're getting the mindset to lose. You're getting the mindset of discipline and protecting your capital. Strategy hopping is another one. Strategy hopping. Monday, they're scalping. Tuesday, they're trading zones. Wednesday, they found something on TikTok. Thursday, they took a stop loss on one trader, so they want to jump to another one. It isn't going to work. You've got to take things over a long period. You've got to be disciplined. Trading is boring if you're doing it right. Remember them things. Pick something, learn it, and master it. Be somebody that does them kind of things. Don't be someone that, everything that I've just explained, like hops around, negative. Don't be one of those people. Be someone that's disciplined, wakes up, does what they say they're going to do, has a stop loss in place, doesn't over it, but you'll be such a better person for it. Or not a better person, a better trader. Taking profit too early. How many people do that? And watch the reactions coming now. Come on, flood them in, because I know you all do it. Taking profit too early. And we're working on that in my inner circle group. I can see lots of you doing it. And I guarantee every trader we have in here will have done that too. But you've got to get past that point. Let your trades run. So taking trades too early, £100 profit, they panic and close. £100 loss, let's give it another 100 pips. Like, does that make sense? No. Ask yourself that. This is why we talk about on these calls, to make you sound stupid, so you think, shit, what am I doing? Like, okay, yeah, it's in 30 quid profit. Fuck it, what great trade. Made 30 quid. Fucking get in. And then the next one, you're in £100 drawdown and you just keep moving it and moving it and moving it. Like, I don't get it. I did it at one point, but then I soon figured out, what am I doing wrong? So think about yourself the next time you do that, and think about me trying to make you look stupid, because I am. I want you to realize I'm being really stupid doing this. No patience. People don't want to become good traders. They want to become rich. That is where you're going wrong. They want to become, you don't want to be thinking about, I'm going to be here for a year, and in that year I might be break even, but I'm going to be a better trader. You want to be thinking, I want to be in a year and I want to drive a Lamborghini and I want to have that lifestyle. No, you're doing it backwards. Trust me, and we'll touch on that again. So that is one strategy of why, sorry, that is a lot of things why people fail in trading. So what I'd like to do here is invite the trader, which we all know as the institutional order flow trader. Before I carry on, I want Matthew, I'm going to spotlight Matthew, and I want Matthew to go through some, sorry, 1 second. That's next. Tell a lie, I'm not messing my sorry Matthew, one more thing because I'll mess my book up. So I want to give you an example here of a £10,000 example. Imagine you're on a £10,000 account. What a trader A has £10,000 and they're desperate to make £1,000 a day. Okay? So they oversize, they take too many trades, they chase entries, they get emotional, and eventually they blow their account. Trader B has £10,000 and their goal is simply to protect that £10,000. They risk small, they wait, they accept losses, they do not need to trade. They trade when trades appear, they take the signals only, don't do anything else, they learn the strategy, they compound slowly. Who do you think will still have an account in 12 months? You've got to put yourself in one of those brackets. What kind of person are you? Have you joined this to get so much money? What kind that you'll see with my calls? I'm trying to talk about emotion, discipline, mindset. You've got to change that to become a better trader. I know that because I did that. If you're going to be someone that's just chasing to get rich, you're going to do the total opposite, okay? And like I say, on that cue, your first job as a trader isn't to make money. And it sounds backwards because all I do online is tell people how you can earn money on it, and you can. But the first job as a trader, as a beginner, as anybody coming into this space, the first job isn't to make money, it's to stay in the game long enough to become good, to become able to make money. Listen to what I'm saying. The first job is just to stay here long enough where you don't have to quit, to stay here long enough where your missus isn't going mad because you've waxed all the savings. Your first job is not to become a gambler, to get addiction. Your first job is to learn and survive, because just if you survive, you may get that breakthrough, like I did, to become profitable. Like I said, on that note, I'm going to invite Matthew, who is away with his family, having a break. Things are as normal as Matthew. Like I say, he's the most professional trader we have. He's great at what he does, and he's going to go through a few examples of his trading week. I mean, I'm not just going to say, you all know, my inner circle group is loving Matthew. I told you at the start, it's tricky, but you plug into this guy, there's a reason he's made over £5 million in 2 years trading, and there's a reason why he wants to share it with us for no other reason. He is not an IB, he's not like all the other traders we have, and neither of any of the traders we've got at the minute. He is not doing it for IB, he's doing it to teach people his strategy. So I'm going to get Matthew on, I am going to spotlight him. There you go, Matthew, you are spotlighted. And I will ask you to unmute in 1 second. How do I do it? I've lost it again, for God's sake. All right, how have I just done this now? Where's your name? Just bear with me, please, because I'm being a nutter. How do I do it? Oh, God. Let me just search you. Sorry, Matthew. There we go. Unmute, mate. You should be able to unmute now. Yeah,
there we go.
Perfect.
It's a good job we're not doing a call on how to use Zoom, right?
Oh, mate, I'm terrible.
So I'll crack on. One thing I do want to do before we go over some of the stuff I wanted to talk about is just make sure firstly you can see the screen, right? With the okay, cool.
All good.
The first thing I want to talk about is just to echo a lot of the stuff you just said, and it's really important that we focus on what you've just said, and just to strengthen your point a little bit before I talk about what you've asked me to come on and talk about. So the reality is this: you don't make money in any business from focusing on money. Money is a byproduct of quality. And if you have a quality process or a quality procedure in any business, you will make money, right? Let's take a mechanic, for example. A mechanic will change the brakes on a Ford Focus in a certain way, and he has fixed criteria he needs to do. When he finishes, he has to have each bolt torqued up to the right torque. He has to have copper grease on the back of the brake pads, all that sort of stuff, right? It's no different. This is not about lifestyle. Trading is about following a process until you become profitable. And if you're focusing on money, you're looking at the numbers and you're looking at the dailies, you're probably not going to be profitable because you're not doing the things you need to do. In fact, the way I look at trading is like driving a bus, right? Literally, because I get up at the same time, I do my prayer and meditation, and then I get onto the charts and I get in my driving seat, the bus seat, and I change gear and I indicate and I pick up passengers without even thinking about it because it's that boring for me. And it's not because I'm an amazing trader or I think trading's easy or any of that, whilst we could argue that maybe parts of it are quite easy once you've cracked it. It's because it's the same thing every day. Nothing about what I do is glamorous. It isn't. Yes, the things that I buy might be glamorous, but that doesn't mean that trading itself is glamorous. And it took me a hell of a long time to get that. It took me a hell of a lot of money to lose to get that, $250,000 to be exact. You're not going to crack it overnight, no matter how good the trades are. You're just not. And it's because you're not set up to. And I'll talk a little bit about the psychology of trading and why you're not set up to. Now, there's a process in your brain that allows you to learn things. So when you're a child, let's say, for example, and you start to play football, you go to a football team and you're all 5 years old. Everyone on that pitch is on the level playing field, right? So they're all about the same ability. They've all got the same football. They're all on the same pitch. And they've got two ends. Now, when you score a goal or you make a successful pass, which is really easy when you're 5 years old to do, right? We get a dopamine hit. And that dopamine is called a reward hormone. And that reward hormone is how you learn, right? Doesn't matter how old you are. It's the same thing. Your brain recognizes a pattern. It has a reward from it. It likes the reward. And therefore, you are encouraged to continue to do that thing. That's how we learn. When it comes to trading, a lot of the time, you're not winning. You're losing, right? So that dopamine hit that we need, we're not chasing it, but that's how your brain learns new things. We don't get it a lot. In fact, you get the opposite. You get hurt, you get fear, you get a loss. And therefore, your brain wants to protect you. Your brain wants you to take that profit early. Your brain doesn't want you to execute a trade because you're fearful you'll get hurt again. It is the neurological pathways that your brain is taking that are set you up to fail in trading. Alongside the fact that we are not trading numbers or gold at all, we are trading a machine that has been rigged against you, and it's designed to move liquidity from the impatient and the uninformed into the hands and the pockets of the banks. So once we start to understand that we need to get that dopamine or reward hormone or that fix, let's say, although that's not what we do, we don't chase, but for argument's sake and explanation purposes, we need to get that dopamine hit from the process. Now, for me, let's say, for example, there was probably 8 trades last week that we sent that I was absolutely certain would hit stop loss. And they were some of the best moves we took last week. My point being that whilst there are definitely trades I'm more confident in, my confidence, my gut feeling or what I think about a trade has nothing to do with whether I take a trade or not. It's to do with the process. So let's say, for example, I open up a trade and I hit the stop loss. You will never see me fearful, angry, crying, punching the walls. I used to, but not anymore. And that's because my brain still understands that the reward hormone I got was from following my process. Because I understand that if I follow that process over a fixed amount or a larger scale or opportunity of trades, it's impossible not to be profitable with this framework. And I can happily say that. And I'll show you some figures in a minute to back that claim. Now, once you stop fixating about outcome, because essentially, and again, I'll say it as true as I always am, no trader, no matter how good they are, knows the outcome of a trade. When I click the buy or the sell button, I might as well flip a coin. Because no one can ever tell you where the candle's going to go. Again, don't get me wrong, that we can make pretty strong predictions a lot of the time, and we have a very strong indication of where price will be going from point A to point B. But ultimately, we don't know. We don't know the outcome because anything could happen. Once you stop fixating on that outcome and you become a process-driven and process-focused trader, not an outcome-based trader, that's when the penny drops. And that's what's really important about the trades that we take, the pips that we make, and the amount of trades that we take as well. So it's really important that we all focus on that. And we look at this like any other business. There is investment needed, there is time needed, there is patience needed, and discipline. And at times they're going to be bad and good days as well. So with that out of the way, let's have a look. Before I just take you through a couple of the trades that we took last week, I want to just do some really, really basic stuff. So let's look at the data that we've got in front of us, and we're going to call it that right now. For those of you that don't know, information and data are two different things. Data is just numbers with no meaning. What we have is here information. But what we can use is this information on a weekly basis to make decisions about the following week. Now, if you look back from our results from the last couple of months, because I know some of you may not like how we record it, but honestly, the outcomes that they're not inflated. Now, I want to focus on just a couple of key points about this information that we've got in front of us, okay? Let's say, for example, we had 4 losing trades and 3 TP1s. And by the way, our TP1s are TP1s that hit and then didn't hit a risk-free call. They are ones that basically reversed the stop loss after TP1. So I personally took about 7 losses last week. 4 stop losses, 7 stop losses after TP1 because I took a partial profit and then it went to my stop loss. I'm okay with that. So that is a maximum loss if you took every trade. And I know you don't, but let's use the information we've got. That is a maximum loss of 1,400 pips. Let's take worst case scenario. TP2s only was 62. 62 of our trades, TP1 being a 70 pip TP. Even if you had 1 layer, but bearing in mind a lot of them would have had a lot of layers, maybe 2 or 3, we'll just use for worst case scenario, 1 layer to TP2 would have been nearly 5,000 pips. It is almost impossible to not make this to be profitable with this system if you use it correctly. And this data, this information that we have, by the way, repeats week after week after week. And that's not me saying it because I'm big-headed. It's not me saying it because I think I'm the best trader in the world. I'm saying it because stats, the black and white, this point to this point, it doesn't lie. We do not inflate the figures. And by the way, when I say a trade went 240 pips, I'm not just using the measuring tool. I'm telling you what I took out of the trade. The runners that I'm still in. I could open up my phone now and show you about 60 grams worth of runners. I'm still in the trades. I enter the trades. I manage the trades as you see them. Nothing here is focusing on outcome. This stuff, this is all bullshit to me. Because none of you even look at this anyway. All you're going to look at is the P&L and your journaling, hopefully, if you're doing it. This is absolutely irrelevant. Your P&L is all that matters. And this is absolutely irrelevant to me as well. Because here, will look after itself. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to worry about a stop loss. I don't need to worry about the profits. I just need to follow the process. And these crazy figures that we get every week are the result of following the process, not focusing on trying to get the figures up. So with that out of the way, I'm just going to show you a couple of trades. I know a couple of you, a lot of you actually were in a couple of the trades that we're going to talk about last week. So I'm just going to show you a couple of ridiculous entries that we had and show you a little bit of the source. I know some of you have seen it anyway, but I wanted to just jump on and just show you some interesting stuff. Now, the 2 moves you're going to see here, I mean, essentially look impossible, right? Absolutely impossible.
There, sorry, mate, I am going to have to say something about that one. That one there blew my mind. That was it 83? I think that candle there you're looking at. Just tell me where it was. I'm
83.
Sure
so the best thing about these 2 entries is we had this 200 pip buy before the news, and we caught the top of the move for 200 pips as well.
Can I just point out, Matthew? Can I just point this out? Just me and Sean were talking about this. Do you know what's so incredible about this move here? Like, just point to the one I'm talking about, Matthew.
This one.
This move here. We've all been in groups before where it's a falling knife and you've got people going, buy now, stop loss, buy now. They are guessing. This guy talking to you sent that trade out before the falling knife. He actually sent that trade out way before it started falling. He knew that if it did fall, that is where the money was going to buy from. That is what's insane. And he
Yeah.
got it within how many pips, Matthew?
It was actually to the pip because we give you a free pip tolerance, don't we?
It blows my
So
mind
look,
away, and I don't ever say stuff like this, but that blew my mind away that you sent that way before that falling candle, and you basically told us buy from that area because that is where the bankers or whatever the institutional are going to buy it from. Like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at this, guys, and think, I need to plug into this because that move was incredible.
Yeah, so I mean, this was actually to the pip. This one, I'll go 84 would 83.9 would have been our entry because we do it 9 pips above, don't we?
Yeah.
And then obviously it went to 0.3, so we caught the move by 6 pips. Bear in mind, I called it 2 hours before, and again, I don't say that
to that trade to show them where your market was when you sent it.
Market was here when I sent it about an hour or two before the market actually did what it did. And again, I'm not saying it to show off. I'm not saying it to gloat.
No,
I'm saying it because
it should be admired, though.
What we need to understand when we're looking at the charts, right? And I'm going to be really transparent and really just like straight to the point because I think it's easier that way. All of this is bullshit. This is not buyers stepped in, sellers stepped in, buyers stepped in. It's fucking nonsense. What you've been taught is bullshit, right? Let me show you. The people that bought here are the same people that sold here, are the same people that sold and bought this, right? There's not 2, 3, 4, 5 banks all fighting for buy and sell orders on gold, by the way. It doesn't work like that. This is not more buyers and sellers. Price doesn't move from point A to point B because buyers stepped in or sellers stepped in. You know, you've got people that will wait. Let's say, for example, we bought from this move here. You've got retail that are waiting for a confirmation 800 pips above or whatever it is. Crazy. Right? We want to be in the move where the institutional money is. And what this is, like I said before, is a machine that has been designed against you. It's completely rigged. But we've learned how to unrig it. We've learned why it's rigged, how it's rigged, and why price is moving, not how. And this buy in particular, and we'll talk about the sell straight off the back of that, it looks absolutely mind-blowing. But this is the point. I'm going to be really honest as well, guys. It's not actually that hard. It's really, really easy when you read price action correctly. So this wick here, manipulation, all of that. Of course, it's manipulation, but there's always an objective agenda. It looks completely random, right? We can all understand that this move looks absolutely random. It is not. It is the open of a 5-minute down close candle. It's too easy, right? Because I know where the evidence is. This is a crime scene. Most criminals always return to the scene of the crime. The banks are the same. They have to return to the scene of the crime because what they do is they buy and sell conversely at exactly the same time with no stop losses. So this institutional down close candle here that you see, this is sell positions. So this is millions and millions of dollars worth of drawdown. Now, as you can see, price traded above the open. So let's say, for example, you are now in this sell position at this point, and some of you on this call have seen me live do this. So put a 1 in the chat if you've ever sold without a stop loss, and when it's in drawdown at this point, you're thinking, fucking hell, please, just come back down. I don't care about the profit anymore. I want to take it out at break even, right? You've all been there. Lots of ones flying in. And what happens is it's the same with the banks because they don't use stop losses. However, they're not praying to the God on the back of their eyelids. They're not sweating. They're not panicking, thinking, fucking hell, I've done it again. They're waiting patiently to manipulate price back to that area. Now, look, I even sent a couple of hours before a message saying zone approaching, but it didn't touch. Yeah, see this? A couple of pips above. So price still has to come back there, which is why we left it valid. Price has to return to this area because those sell positions that they're in, they're not going to close them at a loss. They're not stupid. The banks control price. They will manipulate it back down. They come to the wick of the candle. And what do you think they do? The instant that it touches that line where their sell positions are, same as you would, they close at break even. Now, they don't often do it at break even, but we know that we can guarantee, and by the way, I mean I can guarantee that price will return to that level because they have to. They have no choice. They cannot withstand loss for too long, especially when they're trading lots of other pairs at the same time. Their margin requirements get stretched. They cannot tolerate drawdown before price pushes up even further. They have to manipulate it down to close at break even or in a profit. That's where we position our buy limit here. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more impressive because now we've taken this reaction out of here. And by the way, sorry, before I move on, this is not necessarily where buyers stepped in. What this is because they removed their sell positions. Now, price doesn't necessarily move because of more buyers and sellers. It can move because sell positions get removed from the market. If you've got $1 billion or a few billion dollars worth of sell positions here and they get closed, that means there are now more buyers in the market because those sellers have disappeared instantly. That means price has to go back up because demand is now higher than supply. And therefore, we're guaranteed almost in most cases a reaction like this. They do, however, buy in at the same time, though. But we don't need it necessarily to buy in because we can almost guarantee some sort of reaction from these levels. Now, let's take the sell that we took. This was actually our first sell, and then when it came back for our stop loss or break even at the top of this wick at 431. Again, seems nigh on impossible to have catched this wick here. If I go over to the 5-minute time frame, we just did the same thing, but on the other side, right? Let me get rid of this stuff. Institutional up close candle that was injected buy positions in the market to take out these early sellers. So at this level, we have the sellers in the market. They jump in at this level because they think, oh, a price has hit a ceiling, a strong level of resistance. They don't exist, by the way. This is engineered. The banks created this level to make you sell. You sold, you got liquidated. Then what happens is the breakout. Buyers jump in thinking, whoa, we'll trade the breakout then. They get a small piece of the pie and they get smashed as well. Stop loss taken there. This tells me that this is an institutional up close candle. So there are buy positions left in the market. Price traded right below, but it didn't tap in back into it again, did it? So imagine now you've done the same thing. Fucking hell, I've done it again. I've put a buy position in with no stop loss. Price is now way below. You're in tons of drawdown. Price comes back up to the open to tap some of the positions out, but the 50% was still left. So we just set our sell limit here. The news hit, it went up, tapped into our sell limit, dumped 200 pips straight to TP3 in the same 1-minute candle. Again, all we are doing is looking at the evidence, finding where the institutional money is positioned, and executing alongside them. Let's take another look at another example just here. If I was to show you this chart just like this, you'd be thinking there's no way anyone caught this sell into this buy. Cannot be done. This piece of price action here is an institutional down close candle inside the range of an institutional 5-minute down close candle. That is confirmation for me that we are looking for buys. Price is traded above the top of the institutional down close candle. So again, now I know now without any doubt that price has to return to tap those sell positions out because it has not mitigated here. If we drag across, where do you think the price went to? 50%, because of course the banks are not normally happy with break even. So most of the time, 90% of the time, I would say, price will return to the 50%. The reason we caught the sell down again is because this is an institutional up close candle that swiped out the double relative equal high here, double top as you might call it. Institutional money trades below. Of course, all we're waiting for is the 50% mitigation, and actually we layer from the open to the 50 to catch the sell back down. This was TP1 for me on this one. TP1 for me on this long was stop loss below the zone. Really, really easy trade on this one. TP1 was up here at this double top for a 5.1 risk to reward. Another couple of trades. Actually, let me show you something really special. Let's show you, let's do Fridays, yeah? So this is our leg Friday. I mean, this to me is like art. Like it really is. Because what we've managed to do on a day where I saw plenty of traders that didn't even trade Friday, plenty of traders that took maybe 1 or 2 trades on Friday. That's not aimed at anyone in the group. That's people I know that are traders. And when I send my results, they're like, how the fuck did you find an entry on Friday? Well, we didn't get as many buys as we wanted, but we caught an 800 pip move up, a 400 pip move up, and a 150 pip move up. And we caught all the little pullbacks, if you want to call them that. They're not actually pullbacks, but let's define them as that for ease of purpose. We caught every little move that the bank made on Friday. Now, let's look at this buy right down at 4311 because it's a true institutional order flow trade, I'm going to run it down on all the time frames that we looked on to take this trade here, because it's a beautiful, beautiful move. TP1 on me for me on this trade was about 700 pips. So let's have a look at how we took that one. Again, it looks almost impossible, right? I mean, arguably, you could say it's a double bottom, which it kind of is in a way. But the real reason that price came back here is to find that out, we need to start with the daily time frame. So let's look at the daily. What have we got? What we've got on the daily time frame here is a daily FVG, which is here, right? Now, for those of you that don't know, fair value gaps, much like institutional down close and up close candles, sorry, let me draw that correctly, are valid until the 50%. Now, we didn't get a 50% mitigation on this one. It only came about 25% of the way in, which is where our layering comes in. So I don't need to trade a whole FVG. All I need to do is have my first entry at the open and layer to the 50%, because I know to the highest probability that the price will come to a maximum really of the 50%, which is well within our range for a 70 pip stop loss and 6 layers on this trade. I think it was about 4 or 5 layers on this trade. Our best entry on this one was 4-3-11. So that's the first piece of information is that I'm looking at. And the daily time frame, price has to return to this area, by the way, without fail, because the banks and institutions need people to participate. It's not about imbalance. This is not a materialistic or because it needs to balance or it looks nice. It's a business decision. They want people to push price up with them, not just them anymore. So we're looking at the daily time frame for the FVG to be filled. All right. So let me just get rid of that one now. So that we've got, do you know what? Let me just put that back up there before it messes up everything else. So we've got that, okay, on the daily. Now what I'm going to look at is what we've got on the hour time frame, right? So I'm going to drag this over one of my screens. The hour time frame, we've got a beautiful relative equal low. So I know there are stop losses at break even, stop losses just above break even in this area. And we've got a huge sweep of liquidity coming in to take that relative equal low into the daily FVG. So I've now got institutional money coming in to the fair value gap to take the liquidity on the hour time frame as well. So I'll just move that one out of the way. So I now got more than enough confirmation. So now all I'm looking for is an additional level of confirmation. We did have also a 5-minute down close candle that did just trade below, but luckily we started at the 50% on this one because of the FVG. Our execution starts though on the 1-minute time frame. This is where it gets really, really special. My first buy limit on this one was at the wick of this candle here, this top wick, 4-3-11.6, because it has to take that low into the FVG to be clarification, to meet my criteria. And then the next thing I'm looking for is, okay, fine, we've got that entry, but we need a guaranteed exit, right? Where are we trading towards? Have we got a relative equal high liquidity here? Yes, we do. Please understand that this is not support and resistance. This is a level that the Aladdin algorithm, which is what the banks used, is called, engineered that level for you. If you could make money trading silly black lines, you wouldn't need to be in a trading group. If you could make money long-term with trend lines and little black lines that even your children could draw, right, I'm going to say it as it is, why are you in the group? Why do people like me exist? Why do people like Blakey's community exist? Because it's hard. Trading is not about drawing black lines on your chart and thinking that you can trade from them. Don't get me wrong, you'll get away with it many, many times, but you'll lose just as much as you win. These lines that you draw are areas where everyone else is doing the same thing. Where everyone trading retail was looking for sales for this, don't get me wrong, nice move, 160 pips, beautiful trade. That's not what we're interested in. We're interested in the 5, the 6, the 7, the 800 pips moves like this one, 880 pips. So again, we had the daily FVG, we had a sweep of liquidity on the hour time frame, we had a sweep of liquidity on the 1 minute into a 5-minute down close. We execute without any hesitation. We've got an exit point as well, because this is where the banks are going to trade right through that area, because everyone is doing this at this point. There are stop losses all over it. And again, straight through that line, because again, support and resistance doesn't exist in the way that you think it does. So just to recap then very quickly before I'm back to you, Blakey, to see if there's any questions. Price doesn't move necessarily because of more buyers and sellers. Price moves because the institutions, the people that control price, and by the way, I mean the big central banks, not people like HSBC. We're talking big institutional money here. Moves because they need it to move in a certain way. They need to float and manipulate price in the areas that they want to. They need your liquidity to move because otherwise it costs them a lot of money. They don't make much profit. So what we identify is the areas where the institutional order flow tells us to. This is the last one I'll do before I shut up. 5-minute down close candle. We just mark that out because we know the institutions are going to come back for that 50%. Mark it up, and then we layer from the open to the 50, which gave us this entry here. Our best entry would have been 4378 for another 80 pip move just straight out there, nice and easy. That's it for me, I think, unless there's anything specifically you want me to talk about. If there's any questions, you can have a little read through if you like before I shoot, and yeah, I'll leave it there.
I think everybody was just obviously saying thanking you for obviously the week. And I don't want to do too much. I want to push people. If you've got questions for Matthew, he does a live stream every day. People that are plugging into him give us a reaction, guys, if you are plugging into Matthew and you are doing well from the strategy so people can see it. So the ones that are plugging in with it, the ones that have took the time, obviously a lot of people met Matthew face to face, them ones are doing well. It is not easy. We're telling you it's not easy, but once you get it, people are like, God, now I've got it. It's actually all right. So thank you, Matthew. Enjoy the rest of your stay away. I know, obviously, like you said, it's not a holiday as such. It's just a getaway for the missus and kids, really. But basically, we will, I'm sure anybody that coming to the course as well, we'll see you soon, mate. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, take care. Have a good evening. Catch up with you soon.
Thank you, mate. Right, okay. So, okay, brilliant. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Just a little touch on. I wanted to bring him on for anybody that just wanted a little bit more. Again, you need to understand, a lot of people don't join his calls. So if you're looking at that thinking, shit, this is good, and it's a bit complicated, join the calls. You'll probably think the same for a little bit. But again, I can only work off reactions. How many people thought that? But the more and more they've joined the call, are getting it even more. Just so other people can see, like, that joining it and doing it. I've seen some people in the chat saying, like, I can't get it. I couldn't get it. There's a reason why I'm flying back to the UK next week to have a full day on a course with him, because I want to get it even more, because I love the strategy. The other strategies are quite simple. I've got them. I want to understand more and more and more and more and more about it. So do reach out. Do join the calls if you can. I will start recording more of them. I do forget, and obviously with me being busy in the day, I'll get Lee to start recording the calls and putting them in the group. So back to mindset. I've got a few good things to talk about here, which you're probably going to be shocked at some of them I talk about. So that's the wrong one. So who can put in here, in the chat, what they think the most important skill in trading is? If anybody gets it right, I'll give you 50 quid. Yes, Chris, this is being recorded, the call. Discipline, patience, mental, discipline, patience. No, no, no. None of them. Finding levels, reacting to them. No, 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 no. None of you are going to get it. The most important skill to learn in trading is losing. That is the most important skill to learn in trading. Now I've said it, how many people agree with me? Now I've said it. Should be all of you, because not many of you can handle a loss, and you need to understand how to handle a loss. And I can tell you that from learning, from being there and being there and being there. The most important skill to learn in trading is learning how to lose. Trust me. Trust me, it sounds backward, but there's a reason why down the side of my Cybertruck, it says the best loser wins in trading. Because let's just say I'm looking at Chris and his lovely wife. I'm looking at those two. Let's just say myself and Chris both take a trade. I lose £100. On the same trade, we've both got, say, a £2,000 account. I lose £100 in the same trade, and Chris blows his account. I'm the best loser. I win. I can still trade tomorrow. I've learned how to take a loss. Chris is smashing his house up, going nuts, flipping out everywhere, crying his eyes out, and he's the worst loser. We both took a loss, but my loss was controlled. My loss was better. I can take the next trade. Chris can't take the next trade because he's blown his account. So please understand, the best skill to learn in trading, or the most important skill, is learning how to take a loss and knowing that the best loser wins in trading. Ask yourself, I'll put this, ask everybody, who hates here losing a trade? You could be honest. Put yes or put a reaction. Who hates losing? And you need to, I'm going to tell you how to get past all this. Again, these calls will change your life, change your trading, if you plug into them and listen and just understand. You can have a perfect trade that loses. Just remember that. You can have a perfect trade that sets up with every single thing. It looks perfect. This should win, and it can lose. You need to understand that. And I think that's why people don't have negativity anymore, because they understand the traders are bloody good. They can also still lose. And you need to understand that you can also have a terrible trade that wins. It does. You need to understand that what most trade, like Matthew said, he sends a trade saying to me, I'll send the trade, even though he's 99% sure it'll hit a stop loss. But the framework, everything that it plays up. In fact, I said this to my wife the other day. She was like, I'm taking high volumes trades all day. And I said, she only started at the end of the day. And I was like, have you done a test? She went, I'm down 60 quid. I went, how? I don't know how you're down. You said you was, he's up. She went, yeah, but I didn't fancy that last one. I went, hold on a minute. You who's been trading 3 months didn't fancy a trade that a professional... Why did you not fancy it? She went, well, it looked like a sell. I'm like, and you know what looks like a sell, do you? Like, she was like, no, you're right. I went, I know I'm fucking right. You said you were going to take every one of his trades all day, and you've decided after trading 3 months that you don't think that looks like a buy. I went, what happened to it? She went, it went 350 pips. I went, well, what are you going to do next time? If you say you're going to take all the trades, take all the flipping trades. You're going against somebody that's got bags of experience because you think it looks like a sell. Again, how fucking stupid do you look? How stupid do you feel that you're looking at a chart thinking, nah, that looks like a sell to me? Like, don't be that person. You've got to stick to something. Sorry, Gemma, for making you sound stupid, but you were stupid, so I'm going to tell you. And you have it, that's massive. A bad trade that wins can actually teach you terrible habits. So remember, a bad trade that wins can teach you terrible habits. Judge yourself on, did I follow the plan? Which is what I've just said about Gemma. Did she follow the plan? No. So how can she judge her day? How can she journal on that day if she didn't stick to what she said she was going to do? Did I make money? Just stop looking at that. Again, I tell people so many times, again, I'm only teaching you what I learned. Stop looking at your day thinking, I've had a rubbish day, I'm down. Well, no, you maybe had a really good day, but the market didn't want to play ball, and it's just what it is. When you stop looking at outcomes and results, and it's natural, you always do, and I even do it. Look, I'll show you. I don't show you my days, and look, I show you my days whether they're up or down. I'm just trying to show you that what can be done. So in my inner circle, I show what I make at the end of the day, whether it's a loss, whether it's, I'll tell people, I had a shitter today, or this, that, or if I've made a mistake, I'll say it, because I want to be transparent and I want to show you and I want to get relatable. Maybe if you've had a bad day, well, I've had a bad day too. But that is just the market. That is just what you're in. And slowly but surely, it's working. So if any other affiliates have got their own groups, it's working. Just be honest with the day. It's the market. We're all trading it. Don't shy away from things. A professional trader doesn't need to win every trade. They need to execute correctly over hundreds of trades. Like Matthew just said, he is a very, very good trader. He's only been trading 2 years. So that should give you all... Look at what he's just spoke about, how it rolls off his tongue and how confident he is. And he's done that in 2 years. 2 years. So try and do the same thing consistently. It's the same with all my mindset. It's the same with everything. Stop thinking about where you're going to be in a week. Do the same thing religiously every day for a year, 2 years. And I guarantee you, just like Matthew guaranteed that trade would come back, I will guarantee you that you'll be unrecognizable. But so many people just can't keep up with it. So many people that do. I spoke to Dom Tasker, who's on the call. Me and Dom know each other from working, and we've both had checkered lifestyles, checkered lives. And I know that guy has just sorted his life out, he's on the mindset, and he is unrecognizable. So same with Ramo and all the people that I work with, they're changing things about them, things in their lives, things in their trading, you will see a difference. Trust me. Just please believe me. You do these things in trading and in your life, you'll see a difference. And if you don't, you've done something wrong. Simple as that. Because I've not got any proof that anybody that doesn't do it doesn't change their life or change the trading. So, I've done that one. So, first section of mindset. Trading is a mirror. How many of you agree with me when I say that? Trading is a mirror. Please react. Yes. Trading is a mirror, okay? Connect this to your trading. Connect trading to your life. Like you've got, again, with these mindset things, you've got to go with me on it. And I can see you all. Like people put the screens on so I can see what they're giving me back or how they are engaging. Trading is a mirror. If you're impatient, trading will expose it. If you're greedy, trading will expose it. If you can't accept being wrong, trading will expose it. If you are undisciplined, trading will expose it. If you are emotional, trading will expose it. That's why becoming a better trader often requires becoming a more disciplined person. Routine, exercise, sleep, environment, who you surround yourself with, keeping promises to yourself, not being a shithouse, not chasing instant gratification. You can't live completely undisciplined and expect suddenly to become disciplined when money is on the line. Does everybody agree with that? If you're an undisciplined person, you can't sort your life out, you're greedy, you can't accept to come into this space and be like, oh, but now money's involved. I'm a disciplined person. I organise my life. Nah. Why do you think I keep going back to... Why do you think I work on mindset so much? Because if you don't change you won't change your trading. If you don't believe me, leave the call now. Because I guarantee there'll still be a hell of a lot of people here that are making it work, that understand that's right. If you notice, it's a mirror. Like I say, like at the start of that section, trading is a mirror. If you want to get better at your trading, look in the mirror and change that person looking back at you. Trust me, I can't stress it so much because so many people used to tell me and I used to think they talk bollocks. And then I'm like going, God, you're so right. Like it's all my emotions, reactions, everything that was losing me money. And it was all about who I was as a person. You can't be both. Trust me, you can't. So, I've wrote so much here, so bear with me. Okay. Write one thing in the chat that is currently holding you back as a trader. I want you to write one thing in the chat that's currently holding you back as a trader. Don't hold trades enough. Fear, confidence, education. So education, Chuddy, you should plug into all the education that we provide. Your job, confidence, greed, not leaving runners, holding, my job, fear, don't let trades run enough. That is every single thing that I've wrote down here. Fear, greed, overtrading, patience, revenge trading, your job, risk, not knowing what I'm doing. Most people have exactly the same problems. That's what you need to understand. That's what this section's about. That most people have got the same problems. There's nothing different around anything that anyone's got. So if you're a newcomer, and if you are just starting trading, all those things, and by the way, we go through them quite a lot. So as I told you at the start, so many people just panic when they go into profit of 30 quid, but they extend the stop loss. They will not take the stop loss, but they can't wait to shut a winning trade. So many people in the office ask me, because I'm like Matthew, I have runners, I've still got loads now. They're like, when are you going to close this trade? I'm like, oh, what would be a good point to close this trade? I'm like, why am I closing it? Why would I close it? It's winning. Why are you thinking about closing it? Like, I'm leaving it. I've closed what I want to take out of this trade, and I'm leaving the rest. If it goes to Timbuktu, I'm on its back. That is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not looking to close a fucking winning trade. Like, again, I look at them like, what a stupid question. Like, why would I close it? And you need to see the same. If you've got it in profit, take out 80%, 90%, say 120, TP3, 4, whatever you want to do, and forget about that trade. Put your stop loss to break even. Don't think about bloody closing it. What are you going to do if it goes to all-time high? You're just going to be counting what you could have had. So that's a big one for me. Don't close winning trades unless you've took out everything that you want to do. So I want to talk a bit about focus. This is something that I'm going to be working on in my mindset seminars as well. But just remember that your focus is being stolen at the minute. And that is down to the way we live our lives at the minute. Focus is being stolen from you. Everyone is becoming distracted at the minute. Everybody. And they have done for years. Your phones, social media, other people's lives, notifications, comparison, constant dopamine. You are getting your focus, what you should be focusing on, is getting stolen from you. How many people say they don't have time? How many people can you hear say that when you say, oh, have you started the gym yet? I ain't got time. I ain't got time to do that. Have you journaled yet? I ain't got time. Did you get in your ice bath this morning? No, I ain't got time. So many people say they haven't got time, yet spend 3 to 5 hours on the phone a day. But you ain't got time to go and do the things that really mean it, but you've got time to sit and doom scroll. If you looked at how long you spend on Instagram, then go back and tell me that you haven't got time. You haven't got time. Like, it's being stolen from you by everything that the society has done. And listen, I do it as well. I'm not saying like, oh, don't go on your phone. I'm just saying when you come, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to become aware, present, and understand what is actually happening to you when you're on your phone, social media, talking about other people's lives, a notification goes off, comparing yourself to others. Why have they got that and I've got... You're just being distracted from the actual things that you need to be focused on. So you don't need more hours in your day. You need to stop giving your hours away. You don't stop saying I need more hours in my day. Stop giving your hours up. Stop getting them stolen from you. You need to figure out what you could, and this figure's going to tell you a bit here. And this, again, all this stuff that I talk about, I've learned along the years with going to seminars, to reading books, and Sean will tell you, I sit and plan the call and talk about things that I think affect my life. And imagine genuinely, listen to this, imagine genuinely giving yourself 1 hour a day where you're fully focused on learning a new skill or bettering yourself. That's 365 hours a year. That's 15 days a year that you would constantly be 24 hours a day for 15 days straight learning a new skill or putting that time into doing something better if you just did 1 hour a day for a year. That's 15 days straight if you didn't sleep that you'd be learning a new skill. That's a lot of time that you haven't got time for. It's bollocks. You know it's bollocks. I know it's bollocks. It's an excuse, and excuses is what's going to be your downfall. I have to tell myself this every day, and so should everybody else that's on the mindset stuff. Fuck your excuses. Fuck your tired body. Bollocks to all that shit. You're not going to get anywhere unless you talk to yourself like that. I could give an hour of my day up, which we can all find, and if I did that for a year, I could do 15 days straight on learning a new skill, learning whatever, plugging it in, doing my journal. You'll be a better person. Right, 1 sec. Now I've got to do the other section that I've planned. This is one we've spoke about before, but it's a big key point for me. If you are wanting to change who you are as a person, again, don't look at that as like, well, I'm all right. I'm happy as I am as a person. No, if you're wanting to change your life, how you are as a person. Some people might be on this call thinking, I'm actually a good person. I like who I am, blah, 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 blah. But I guarantee this will make it better. Your environment will either build you or break you. And you might have great friends. You might do all that. But listen to this. You can have massive goals. You can have big dreams. You can have whatever you want. But if you're constantly around people that laugh at your ambitions, that waste every weekend doing what I used to do as a youngster, going out, partying, off my head, all that sort of stuff. If you're around them sort of people all the time that laugh at your ambition, waste every weekend, spend everything they earn at a weekend, complain constantly, always find a negative in something, blame somebody else, never take risks. That's the big one. Trust me, I talk about that a lot. Everyone knows I'm a risk taker. Someone asked me actually today in Costa, what did you think, when you moved to Dubai, what was you going to do? I went, fuck knows, I just knew I'd find a way. I didn't have any plan. I just jumped. Do it. Do it anyway. Just go. What's worse going to happen? You're going to find out. You're going to find out if that was meant to work. That's how I live my life. Never improves themselves. Remember, look at these all in people. If you're surrounded by these sort of people, eventually their normal will become your normal. That is what will happen. If you're surrounded by it, again, the same thing you've all heard before, surround yourself with 5 idiots, you'll become the 6th. Surround yourself with 5 positive people, you'll become the 6th. And it goes with anything. You are a product of your environment. And whether you like it or not, it is true. And it hurts. But you've got to think, hold on a minute, what the fuck do I want in my life here? I definitely don't want this shit. Going out every weekend, doing all this, I'm not progressing, constantly got goals that aren't getting hit, constantly got goals that aren't getting hit, keep setting disciplined things, I'm not disciplined, or do I want to be like, I'm a doer? You don't want to be a doer and not, like I always call them Arsenal fans. I'm a gunner. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Mate, I don't want to be around you. You're either going to do it or you're not. And again, I'm not perfect, but I pride myself on being I'm a doer. If I say I'm going to do it, I do it. And do it anyway. So what if it's raining? So what if it's cold? So what if your toe's hurting? So what? Do it anyway. Don't find, because guess what? The toe hurting, the cold is what? An excuse. And that's what's going to hold you back. Think about it. When you're saying these things to yourself, think, hold on a minute, that's an excuse. I can do that. It's like when people, I've said about the ice bath, they say, oh, I can't do it, it's too cold and it hurts. I get it better if I put a fucking gun to your head and say, get in that ice bath for 2 minutes, you'd find a fucking way to get in that ice bath. That is how you've got to view it. It's like, I just don't get it. And maybe it's because I built that mindset. I know people that have got that mindset, and guess what? They're the people I want to be around. They're the best people. They're the ones that find a way. They're the ones that I want beside me. They're the ones that when they say they're going to do something, they do it. I've sort of figured out a way of figuring people out. What kind of person are you? Right, let me see what your reactions are like. Let me see what time you get up. Let me see if you say you're going to be there and you're on time. I don't like it if you're not on time, so I just think it says a lot about you as a person. So eventually their normal becomes your normal. You don't have to hate anyone. You don't have to hate on anybody doing well. You don't have to think you're better than anyone. But sometimes growth requires distance. And I always said this, I'll go back. I fell out with my best friend of 25 years, and it was granted. But sometimes you've got to cut a bit of, God, I can't speak again. Sometimes you've got to cut a bit of yourself off to grow. And you need to understand that. I'm not telling you to do it, but you need to understand if what I'm saying resonates. You can't build a new life while desperately holding on to every part of your old one. If you're sat there now thinking you want a new life, and that life looks in your head as different to what it is now, what are you doing? If nothing changes, nothing changes. Remember that. I tell you that all the time. My life was in a fucking shit tip. I was doing the same shit, like on a hamster wheel. And guess what? I thought, if nothing changes, I'm going to be doing this at 40. I don't want my kids growing up when I'm fucking 40 doing the same shit. Oh, Dad's going to the pub. I said, someone asked me the other day, why did I stop drinking? And I put it in a circle group. Simple reason is, I work Monday to Friday, I'd go out, drink, and my weekend that should be with my family is either spent, I'm out getting pissed, or I'm hungover. And I'd find a little bit of time on a Sunday for about an hour or two to do something with the kids, and like, all right, yeah, come on then, we'll go and do something. And I was like, nah, fuck that shit. That's not for me. I can't hang that anymore. I don't want to be that person. When I grew up, I remember the good times with my dad and like all them things, and it wasn't like doing the things that I was doing. So I was like, look, I need to change this about me. Again, if you're happy doing it, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying maybe that's going to be your life until you're 60. Do you want that? Be honest with yourself. So many people say, oh, I'm happy with I enjoy it, me. Nah, it's just what you're saying to make your brain feel better. Trust me. You don't really like that. You're talking shit. You find an excuse in your brain. If you really don't like something about it, just change it. Like that's again, you might be sat there thinking, mate, you're talking shit. I like everything about it. Good, I'm happy for you. Let's just talk when you're 60 and see if you regret anything. Nobody is coming. Remember that. Nobody is coming for you. Nobody, no magic angel. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is coming. Nobody's magically coming to change your situation. Nobody can do your training for you. Nobody can go to the gym for you. Nobody can fix your finances for you. Nobody can build a business for you, repair your relationships, control your trading from you. People can help you. People can teach you. People can often open doors for you, which I believe is what we're doing here. We're opening doors. We're guiding, we're helping, we're giving you advice. But eventually you've got to walk through them fucking doors. I'm not going to stand there all day, and neither is other people going, well, are you coming or not? Wait, are you coming? How long do you want us to do that for? Because sooner or later, the door will just shut and be like, right, we're off, see you in a bit. The moment you take responsibility for your own life is the moment you get the power to change it. The moment you take responsibility of your own life. You've got to understand these things that I'm saying if you want to progress. Like, the moment you take responsibility, how many people find excuses because they're protecting themselves? You find an excuse to protect you, your decision. Well, no, that was because so-and-so did that and so-and-so did that. Just imagine there's a voice going in your head going, shut up, fucking moaning and whinging. It was your fault and that's that. Like, just take responsibility for it. You know, when you fuck up, say you fuck up. It is what it is. We all fuck up. That isn't about blaming yourself for everything either. It's about taking ownership of what happened and what's going to happen next. Okay, fuck that one up. No worries. I'll get that sorted. Instead of making excuses again. Excuses are just, like, honestly, it's for the weak. I say it to my kids. My kids are 7 and 10. 7 and 12 and 1. But the 7 and 12-year-old, I tell them the same thing. No, I don't want to hear excuses. That's weak. That's finding a way out. You fucked up. You fucked around. You're going to find out. That's it. And I said it to somebody tonight when they said something. Sean will back me up. Someone texted me and went, I said, can you do this? He went, I'll try. No, he went, okay, no worries, mate. I'll try and do it. I sent him a voice note and went, mate, what do you mean you'll try and do it? You're either going to do it or you're not. Like, by saying you're going to try and do it, you're already setting yourself up for a fucking excuse. You're setting yourself up to fail. Say to me, I will do that. I will do it, or I won't do it. Because when he said, no, I'm saying I'll give it a good go, I'm like, you're not going to do it then, are you? You're already setting yourself up in your brain to be like, well, I'll give it a good go. Now you're either going to do it or you're not. There's no try. Just do it or don't do it. Changing your identity. This should be something that we all plug into. Again, we get 30 people drop off this call, and that's good because people aren't ready for this sort of shit. Stop saying I'm trying to become disciplined. Okay, you all know I love this sort of stuff. Start saying that I'm a disciplined person. Because then you'll do what disciplined people do. Instead of saying like, oh, I'm going to have a good week this week, I'm going to try and be disciplined. Or instead of writing in your book, I am a disciplined person. And I do what disciplined people do. Change the way you think. Rewire your brain. Start behaving like I'm a disciplined person. Don't say I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to stick to this diet. I'm trying to stick to stop losses. I'm someone who trains. I'm somebody who sticks to stop losses. I am somebody that's just a disciplined person. You'll maybe start seeing results. I'm trying to stop over trading. No, I'm a trader who follows the rules. I'm a trader who follows my own rules. Don't say you're trying to change your life. I've decided my old standards aren't acceptable anymore. I've decided I don't want to live that life anymore. I've decided that I just want to be a better person. I don't know. It fits into your life, not mine. I'm giving you examples. Because eventually your actions start matching the person who you believe you are. That is true. Why do I know? Because I've done it. I did the same shit where I just realised that I was a different person. So your actions start matching the person that you believe you are in your head. So if you believe you're a shithouse, you'll act like a shithouse. If you believe, no, I'm a good person, I make good decisions, you will make good decisions. You don't just do it on the whim. You do what your brain thinks you are, what it accepts you can be. Don't accept to be those things. Your life changes when your standards change. Again, it's right. Up your standards. Again, I have this conversation with people that, and somebody actually said it about me. In fact, someone said it that I was running something with, and he was like, mate, you're finding things to moan at all the time. I went, no, mate, my standards are just higher than yours. That's all it is. I'm moaning at things because they're not where I want them to be. You're looking at it as I'm moaning, but no, it's not. Like, you accept where they're at. I don't accept where they're at. That's the difference. It's not me moaning. If you want to look at it like me moaning, don't give me something to fucking moan at. I'm not moaning. I'm just saying that I believe we're better than this. I believe that our bar should be here, not here. Again, because your standards fall to where your bar is. If your bar's here, your standards will be there. If your bar's there, your standards will fall into there. That's how you've got to be. And am I perfect? No. Do I need to check myself sometimes? Yes. Do I call myself a shit out in the mirror sometimes? Yes. But my standards are there. Sometimes I fall to those standards, so I need to get them up. I've moved my phone and I was reading off it. So your life changes when your standards change, not your wishes, not your Instagram quotes, not your fucking shitty Facebook shit that you're just basically contradicting what you say, because I see that all the time. Your standards change. Not what you put on Facebook, not what you put out there, not what you say you're doing but you're not doing. Your standards will change, and that is what will change you as a person. Again, if you feel like this was resonating, I'm not asking you to come online or on a video and say, yes, Arron, I'm doing that. No, I'm asking you just to think in your head, mate, I get that, I do that. I've done that, and that's probably where I'm falling wrong. Like, again, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You can sit there making excuses in your head, or you can actually realise it, because that's when the day your life will change, when you accept that it is you. No one else is doing these things for you. If nothing changes in the next 12 months, please plug in, like, for the 165 people that are still on, because I thrive off this stuff, and I know I'm changing people's lives. I love it. If nothing changes in the next 12 months, where will you be? Think about that now. If nothing changes in the next, same habits, same shitty excuses, same financial situation, same frustrations, the same promises that next month will be different, or maybe next year, or this. Oh, God, honestly, it gives me the ick. It makes me sick talking about stuff like that. You know, when I hear people going, oh, I'll start next week. Bollocks, will you? You wouldn't have said you'll start next week. You'd have just started. I honestly feel like looking at you for going, you're weak. You're full of shit. Obviously, I wouldn't do that, but in my head, I'd never do that. I'm not that much of a knobhead, but in my head, if I hear them things come out of people's mouth, my head's just going, no, you won't. No, you won't. Because you wouldn't even be telling people. You're actually convincing yourself. That's all you're doing. Your brain's working to convince yourself, and you're going to come to it and you're going to fail again. It's like, don't procrastinate about things. Just fucking do it. It's so much easier when you just do that. Dale's actually going to release this. I'll say that for another time, but it's a good bit of kit. It's like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method on you on a wristband, and it gets to that, and you just we'll talk about it another time. But that's a great way of looking at it in things. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it. And don't even think about it, just do it. Because that situation there, when you're counting down 5, 4, I still do it when I get in the ice bath, by the way, because it's still flipping horrible. 5, 4, 3, 2. When you're counting down, it's taking distraction off your brain, off thinking about doing it. You're thinking about counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and as soon as you get to 1, you just do it. It's like a rewire thing in your brain. So now imagine what happens if tonight you genuinely take something from this call, something clicks in your brain, and you decide enough is enough. Not some huge dramatic transformation tomorrow, just waking up early, training hard, learning, save some money, stop going out on the piss all the time, spending time with your kids, controlling your emotions, stop wasting time, keep your fucking promises to yourself, and repeat. Repeat that every single day for the next 365 days. Now where could you be in a year? They're the things you've got to do. Again, I've got this thing in my head, which I am going to send out. And I promise you, I will be talking in front of thousands of people one day. I know I will. Because I've got the formula. I know what it takes. I've done it. I've spoke to countless people in this group, react in the group. If you are one of them, that you have changed your life from the way I have delivered this sort of stuff. And those people are in contact with me every single day, how it is changing their lives. I know I can change people's lives. They know I can change people's lives. You need to believe that it's you that's got the problem, and that it's you that needs to change this sort of stuff. It's not me being a prick. It's not me being like, oh, God, you're fucking up yourself. No, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help because I was somebody that needed help. And I went to a Jay Alderton mindset seminar, and that changed my life. I even remember, in fact, I met some people that are in the group at that seminar, and I thought, wow, oh my God, this is all about me. All these times I've been blaming other people and looking for someone to blame. It's me. And it's quite simple. Everybody wants a different life, but very few people are willing to become a different person. I've said that before. You all want a different life. Don't you think you'd have already had it by now if you were going to get it? Don't you think that you need to change a little bit of something? Like, change something that's happening. I'm still the same Arron walking about. I'm just a different person inside that's made me get to where I am. Just remember that. If you want a different life, you need to change something. Your future isn't built by what you do occasionally. It's built by what you repeatedly do when nobody is watching. Don't just do it because someone's watching. Don't just be that person that does it when it feels right, because trust me, you're wasting your time. You need to do it when nobody's watching, when it's just you versus you. How many people have you seen do you just see it as a quote when it says you versus you? How many people just see that and think, oh, that sounds good, yeah, you versus you. Yeah, it is me versus me. Or actually think about it. It doesn't, who gives a shit who else? This life that you're in, it's just you. You in this life. Yeah, you've got your family and all them, but the only thing that matters is you. You battle with your brain, the battle with your life, all those things, that second voice talking all the time, it's you versus you. And when you get on top of that, I fucking swear you can get anything you want in life. Anything you want. And I mean that, apart from like flying or something. You're never going to be able to fly. But like anything you materially want, that you really, really want and your mind desires, you can go and get it. Everybody wants to be, sorry, I've already read that. Your future, you don't change your life in one massive moment. You change the decisions you make every day. And you'll eventually look back and realize those decisions that are the ones that changed everything. So don't think you're going to make one massive decision by going and getting an ice bath every day and that's going to change your life. No, you're going to make so many little different decisions, becoming a better person, doing these things. I don't know, I'm giving you examples. Journaling, setting non-negotiables, getting up at 6 a.m, going to the gym and training, being like disciplined in your life, eating the right foods. I'm just giving you lots of examples, and there's absolutely thousands, and I'll write them all down and give them to you if you want. But you're going to start making little different adjustments to your life and doing them every single bloody day, and you'll become a more disciplined person. All these people like Goggins, flipping hell, there's loads. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. Well, that guy, that's Goggins, in it, who does that thing, Joe Rogan, all these people that you see that I look at and I think, they're a disciplined person. They get to where they want to be. They do these things. Even like Dana White. Dana White changed his life. I guarantee they've all got things in common. Mindset, discipline, doing things that you don't want to do on a regular basis. Like, I said to Dave, one of my friends who's in the community, he's a part of the One-Legged Trader group, I texted him and I said, make sure that you do something horrible every day. Do something you don't want to do every day. Do it hard. Make sure you find something every day you think, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that is why I get in an ice bath every single day at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. Because I do not want to get in that ice bath at that time. But I want to test myself every single day. It's like when people say, oh, that's hard. My brain goes, bing. I think, I want to do it. I'll do it. I want to do it. I want to do something that's hard. I want to do something. Maybe why I found trading, because it was hard. I want to do things. Maybe why I wanted to fight for the BKFC, because it was going to be flipping hard. I wanted to do. I'm running out of things, if I'm honest. I want to keep trying to do things. I've jumped out of airplanes. I've done bungee jumping. And maybe I've always said I want to try and climb Everest. I want to do these things that are really hard. And you should try and do something that is really hard. That's something you want to do in your thing and in your journal. Like today, I'm going to do this because I think it's hard. I'm going to get in a cold shower for 3 minutes. Why? Because I don't want to do it. Do things you don't want to do on a regular basis, and you'll start to become bulletproof. Your mindset, you'll not be weak. You'll test yourself every day. People in here will do that. They've got that sort of mindset. They want to do things that they don't really want to do. So many people cop-outs, or they found an easy way out. How many people in here can react and honestly say they don't take the easy route? Some people think that's clever, taking the easy route. Now, I know Ramo will be like that, and I know Dom Tasker's reacting. I know Sean. I see these people that are reacting. Nick, I know. Them people are those kind of people. I know. By the names coming up in there, I know they're the kind of people that do not take the easy route. They're not the shithouses that run off if trouble starts and there's 3 of you and there's 10 of them that come. They look at each other and go, come on, let's have it. That's the kind of person you want to be. I'm not saying go and get into a fight. I'm not saying that, but you also know the kind of people that would run off. Go on then, squirm away, shithouse. That's how I see it in my head. They're ones that would look at each other and just think, they laugh. No, they're probably going to get their heads kicked in and go, let's fucking have it. I'm not saying get in fights. Please don't say I'm saying that, but I'm saying the kind of person who's going to find the easy way out. Who's going to look at this? Same as now. Do you know the people that quit? They just found an easy way out. Everyone can flipping quit, but not everyone can fucking master it. That's the one I want to be. The one that goes, well, I got it. Not to boast, not to do them things, but to be proud and say, I've stuck around and I went down that rocky road. I got battered, bruised, but I'm here at the end. I'm the one that got it. I did it. I said I'd do it, and I did it. That's the kind of person that I think we should create. That's the kind of person I want my kids to be. That's the kind of person I want you to be. I mean it. Like, I'd love it if in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years' time, or when I'm bloody dying and you all come to my funeral, you'd be like, I'm going to be here because this guy helped me. That's the kind of person that I want you to be, and that's why I do these calls. Okay. No. Done that bit. Sorry, there's more. Sorry, Matthew. Fucking hour and 21 minutes. Fucking it's Blakey show, not the Matthew show, mate. You're off this, yeah. So what is Blakey Trades actually about? I want you to all understand this. This is what I want you to understand what we're about. I do not want to create followers, which is what this trading community used to be, what most other traders community be. I don't want to create that. I was going to share testimonials that we've been getting. I'm not going to do that because we haven't got time. But the only people that call us are either people that have came into the community and gambled, competitors, or clients that are with competitors. They're the only people that call us. There's not many people in here that call us, the ones that plug into the calls every week. They don't call us. The people that call us are the ones that have gambled and ones that are with competitors, and I can take that. But our goal here isn't, here's a signal, copy it. Our goal is, here's why we're taking this signal, here's how you can manage it, and now go and learn it yourself by joining our live calls where we've got traders that will teach you their strategy. That is the difference with this community. I've been in this industry 3.5 years and I've seen so much shit, it's unbelievable. And what I wanted to do was educate, build community, build trust, and teach people what is possible in this short life we live. That is the kind of thing that this Blakey Trades community is about. Even people that aren't quite getting it still enjoy being in this community. And you just listen, don't expect to pick this thing up straight away. Please, don't get frustrated if you're not. Just do things in between that's going to make you survive longer, because trust me, you might be just 1 week away from the penny dropping. So protect that week. Don't focus. I was supposed to say this quite a lot through this call, and I think we have said it quite a lot. And this is what I want you to take out of this call. I always say, if you're going to take anything, take this out, apart from not being a shit house. Don't focus on making money. Focus on becoming a good trader. Try to do that. Don't focus on making money, because like Matthew said, it will run in the opposite direction of you. Imagine there's a pot of gold there and you're running towards it all the time. It's just going to run the opposite way. If you focus on being a good trader, that pot of gold will just come to you slowly but surely. Focus on doing the right things. Same in life. Focus on doing the right things regularly, and maybe that pot of gold will start coming towards you. If you start running towards things, they're going to run off. All right? Comprende? That is it from me. But don't, before you go, I have told you about these autos that we're working on quite a lot. But I've also told you the reason why Sean is working on them quite a lot. I've been dipping in and out, but I can't. I'm far too busy for that. Sean is as well, but he's really cracked down on it. And the guy that is doing the coding, him and Sean are working on this endlessly and tirelessly. And I think we've nearly cracked it, you know. I think we've nearly cracked it. But we will be, I believe, I think, Sean, give me a reaction if we are rolling them out, or 2 or 3 out tomorrow, or end of play tomorrow, because we made one last change. Bear in mind, we've been watching it. Okay, we need to change that. Watching it, we need to change that. Watching it. Okay, that's working really great. Oh, no, we need to change that. And it's now filtered down to, it's like, okay, it's copying the signals exactly how we want it to copy the signals. So we now need to give it one more day. Do you understand that? Like we told you, we will not run this out unless we're 100% certain on it. And we're not. But listen, this thing's going to be good. But it's not. We don't want you to be like, because listen, we're trying to teach you how to do things. I dare say once you get it, you will earn more money than the auto. Because you can. Because this is just doing certain things, certain lot sizes. It's protecting it. It's doing this. It's doing that. Like blah, 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 blah. We'll put it this way. On Oscar's strategy, we believe it could have made 70% on Friday. I think it made 30, but we saw something wrong with it, where it didn't let it run. Now, again, I'm just like, it didn't do something right. Sean's reply to me was, that would have made 70% on Friday. Why? Runners. Oscar was had a great day, and he had runners going 500 pips, 600 pips, 7, whatever it was, and we could have had a possibility where we let 2 of our entries run to that, and we didn't do it. So again, we just strip it back, take that little bit out, add this little coding thing in. I'm talking like I know what I'm doing, and I don't. But what I want to tell you is, I've never really done it, but what I'm telling you now, this is going to be a great thing. But it is to go on a strategy that you can't do, or you want to concentrate on another strategy. A lot of people think Matthew's strategy, they can't do it. Well, this will do it. Will it do it as good as it if you could master it on your own? No. But is it going to have tricky days? Yeah, of course it is. But we had a tricky day one day when we're testing it, and it lost like 15%. The next day it made 25 or something like that. Like it was a tricky day on the market. Fucking hell, we're going to lose money on the market, but the next day it'll win. Unless we just lose. But if you look at them pick counts every day, we don't. You might have one trader that's down or down like this, down like that. It's not going to work like that. It's going to be very good. And like I say, unless we hit 19 or 18 stop losses in a row, it ain't going nowhere. And we don't do that. I don't think we've ever hit more than 3 or 4. So, any questions in the chat for me? Not on that. I'll tell you more about that when it's ready. But anything else? I don't think so. Guys, listen, we've been on an hour and a half. Great call tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you have a great week. I'm back in the UK, so I will be in the Workshop Hub. I'm back to come and do Matthew's course on the 28th. So I'm going to come to the Hub on the Thursday and Friday. So if anybody wants to jump in on that, I'll see you down at the Hub. Thank you for joining. I do love you all. Goodbye.
20 pips. 20 pips. Go on, drop your knickers.